Suzanne F. Stevens, Chief Edge Optimizer for the Ignite Excellence Group of Initiatives. One of our key initiatives is the Ignite Excellence Foundation, where we invest, inspire, and develop future leaders in emerging countries. With that spirit, we produce Wisdom Exchange TV, where we interview pioneers, trailblazers, leaders of many in business, philanthropy, education, as well as politics. Today we're in Joburg, or Johannesburg. I've been here a while, so I can get away with Joburg, South Africa, with our leading lady, Jane Trembath, who is an airline captain and inspirational speaker. Jane has been flying since 1982. She is one of the first lady pilots into a somewhat skeptical male environment in South Africa. She had many proud moments with females first in South Africa aviation, but also made some spectacular mistakes, which she doesn't mind admitting, in navigating the minefield of being a woman in a man's world. Absolute pleasure to meet you finally, because I've been trying to interview you for a year, and finally made it back to Johannesburg to do that. So absolute pleasure to meet you, Jane.
Lovely too, Suzanne. Yeah.
If I wanted to become a pilot, can you just give us sort of this is what you need to do?
Well, when you're at school, you've got to choose the right subjects. You've got to be good at maths or science, and other good subjects are geography, for meteorology, and an understanding of maps. And then when you leave school, then you're going to have to find, the biggest problem really is finding how you're going to sponsor it. Do you have somebody who can provide the money for you? Are you going to join the Air Force? Can you make it into a cadet program? Some airlines offer cadet programs, not many in Africa. It's a very expensive business, training to be a pilot. So that's one thing you're going to have to find, is the means to do it.
How much money are we talking?
In South Africa, possibly R500,000. Please excuse me, I'm a bit out of touch because it's a very long time. So
I can appreciate it won't be, but it's a huge investment to get your license, because you need a lot of airtime.
Yes,
right?
And that costs per hour.
Okay. So then once you get that, so I know how to fly, now getting a job.
Now that is then the real problem, because nobody wants to hire anybody who's young and inexperienced. So that's also just a question of trying to build up hours where you can, and just being determined. Staying determined and never giving up, never losing your focus. That's the hardest thing, is just hanging in there. It took me several months to find my first flying job when I qualified, because back then in the 1980s, I was young and I was a woman, so I got turned down for a couple of jobs simply because I was a woman. And people were honest with me. They said, listen, I can't hire you because you're a woman. So it took me quite a long time to find that first job, and my mother even said, you're going to have to think of doing something else, be a secretary. I can't. But then something did come along, and then that was it. I carried on from there.
I would imagine nowadays, but I'll ask you the question, if someone said, I can't hire you because of a woman, there's so many empowerment now in South Africa, but that would not be an exception.
It's illegal.
But it's amazing the change in time, because that was in the 80s.
These days, also in South Africa, we do have, you could say, empowerment quotas that are required to be filled.
That's the BEE.
Yes, well, it used to be called affirmative action, but it's that same principle where you will want to hire people who make up the numbers. And in more out there in general aviation, there's a lot of women trained to be pilots. I get lots of people asking me how to become a pilot, and how do they want to, young girls, they want to advise on finding jobs, which I'm not really qualified to give anymore because I've been away from that for so long. But I don't think it's such a problem anymore to get hired as a woman or as a person of colour. It's not. And I think it also stems very much on who you are. Are you someone who goes up there and presents yourself with confidence and makes you look attractive to a potential employer?
Well, I only want my pilot to be very confident. So I Stevens. Thank you so much, Jane, for sharing with us today. Again, my name is Suzanne Stevens, and I co-produce Wisdom Exchange TV alongside my husband, Michael K. Ginrich. We're traveling all over Africa with backpacks, interviewing women leaders like the woman we met today. If you know a woman we should interview, please email us at info@wisdomexchangetv.com. Join us on our Facebook fan page at Wisdom Exchange TV, as we're updating that regularly, as well as our homepage of Wisdom Exchange TV, where we take people we've interviewed and syndicate their blogs, and there's new information on that every single day. So join us there as well. Thanks for joining us.